Well, hello, everybody. My name is Tristan Hall. I'm Director of Youth-Led Programs here at Drug Free Action Alliance, where in that role I oversee the Ohio Youth-Led Prevention Network and these grant funding opportunities that we have for fiscal year 17. What I wanted to do is take a few minutes to go over the funding opportunities that we are offering for fiscal year 17 for youth-led programming. Go over each of the funding opportunities. There are 3 of them in total, and hopefully answer any questions that you may have. I've been receiving quite a few questions via email, so I wanted to put together a quick recording to just go over each funding opportunity, the requirements of that opportunity, the scope of work, and those things. So let's get started. One thing I did want to say is that, the talk about the reason for these funding opportunities, and it is that in the ideal future, there exists a network of adult leaders who have the tools to work locally and the partnerships to address issues regionally. And that's what we're really focusing on with these 3 funding opportunities. You'll see that we have an opportunity about advancing the engagement of young people in community change, and that's really about engaging young people in the strategic prevention framework, and that's a tool to help you address things locally. You'll see that we have regional learning communities, which are for resources, networking, training, and peer-to-peer support among adult allies in the region. And so you'll see that we are truly trying to build this network of adult leaders who are not only capable, but are willing as well to work together locally or regionally to impact their youth. And we know that the local work combined with the regional work will ultimately have the state level effect that we're looking for. So that's kind of the ideology behind the 3 funding opportunities. Funding opportunity number 1, youth participation in community change efforts, a study group. So the goal of this RFP is to seek grantees who are interested in deepening their knowledge of the theoretical basis of youth-led programming, preparing them to be leaders and resources in the field. Grantees will participate in an intense monthly study group on the theories of youth development, youth empowerment, and prevention. Grantees will be responsible for actively participating in each study group session and collectively developing a resource guide to build the capacity of adult allies who facilitate youth-led programming. So what does all of this mean? Here at OYLPN, we've been working with our partners from the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services and from Ohio University's Voinovich School on Leadership and Public Affairs to really look at, where do we go in youth-led prevention? And we all know that we have had struggles with proving the success of our programs, proving that because a young person, went through your program, they are now living a drug-free life or they are now successful. And one of the big things that we've been focused on is this youth empowerment conceptual framework. Well, in the future years, we will need folks who are available to consult on the things we're teaching, to be trainers on those things. And it's not only the YECF, it is the theories of youth empowerment, because that's a big piece of what the training has been from Ohio University, youth development, and then some general prevention pieces. So folks who take part in this course will participate in this intense learning environment to then in the future be able to be trainers, consultants, and contractors for us to go out and enhance the field of youth-led work. You will need to participate in 6 in-person study groups, and you see the dates there. They are on Thursday evenings once a month in Central Ohio. They will be at the Dublin Integrated Education Center, which is a part of Ohio University in Dublin, Ohio. There will also be 2 virtual study groups as well, and you will get the information on how to access those study groups once you take part in the study group with Ohio University. Participate in the Adult Ally Summit to be held in Central Ohio early December 2016. You see the registration cost there. That is because you will need to submit a budget narrative. So we try to give you some of the things for your budget. Also purchase required reading material and supplies. You see that there. And then the goal. So what the end project will be for this study group is to collectively develop a resource guide to build the capacity of adult allies who facilitate youth-led programs. So we've all seen the toolkit, talks about the nuts and bolts and those type of things. We're looking for kind of that 2.0 version of that with this resource guide for adult allies, so they can go to it and say, wow, is my youth-led program following kind of the overall guideline of what a successful youth-led program looks like. And that's what these participants of the study group will be coming up with. Again, I talked about this. The grantees may have the opportunity in future fiscal years to serve as trainers and consultants and subject matter experts based upon what they've learned in this group. Grantees should have a commitment to advancing the work of youth-led programs in Ohio and a desire to remain engaged in this work. We're not looking for someone who will come in and do the training and, take a new career path or move to a new state. We want folks that are, we're not going to make you sign and say how many years you're committed, but we want folks who have a feeling that they'll be around and be able to contribute to this work. And then individual applicants may apply for up to $2,500 for this one-time 10-month funding opportunity beginning September 1 of 2016, ending June 30, 2017. I will also say, we are looking for maybe one person per agency. So example, if you're a youth-led agency and you have 4 or 5 qualified people, you need to make a decision about who's going to be the most qualified to do this and then apply for them. So only one person per agency. We are going to take 10 people total. So we're going to take 5 people that have been with us through the technical and training assistance process. And you will know if you've been through that. That's been the partnership between OYLPN, Ohio University, and Ohio MHAS, where you've gone through and learned about the SPIF and the YECF and been a part of the training and technical assistance from Ohio University. We want to take 5 folks who've been with us. And then we also want to take 5 new folks from the broader prevention and behavioral health fields who are interested in learning more about youth-led. So 5 who've been through the process and 5 who are maybe in prevention, in mental health, and treatment, in school-based programs, whatever, just a part of that broader behavioral health system. So this is the only one of our opportunities that is really open for new folks. So if you have not been engaged in the past, this is going to be the one that you are eligible for, being a part of those 5 folks from the broader behavioral health field. Again, please note only 10 individuals will be selected for this. We do anticipate this to be a very competitive process, so be very thoughtful, very thorough, and forward-thinking in your answers, as we, again, do anticipate this to be a competitive process. Funding opportunity number 2 is about advancing the engagement of young people in community-level change. It's a learning collaborative. The goal of this RFP is to seek grantees who are interested in strengthening their skills and engaging young people in a data-driven strategic planning process and deepening their knowledge of the community-level strategic plan map. So this opportunity is going to be, for our folks that have gone through the training and technical assistance process in the past 2 fiscal years. So only eligible applicants are those who've completed training and technical assistance, meaning that you have a completed youth empowerment conceptual framework model. If you do not have that, unfortunately, you're not eligible to apply for this opportunity. Grantees will participate in a series of in-person learning collaborative meetings. These meetings are designed to engage adult allies of all experience level who have a shared passion in enhancing their practice through collective learning. So the difference between a training and a learning collaborative is, a training, you come, you sit, and you are trained, whereas a collaborative, it is a collaborative effort. Folks are engaging with one another. There's networking. It's peer-to-peer training. There is some training, but there's also learning from the expertise in the room, not just from the trainer themselves. So what we're looking for folks to do is participate in 5 in-person learning collaborative meetings. These will be one Friday a month. As you can see, the opportunity number 1 are on Thursday nights, and this is on Friday. So let's say someone is selected for both. They will have the class on Thursday nights, which then coincides with this learning collaborative on Fridays. This will also be held at the Dublin Integrated Education Center, which is a part of Ohio University in Dublin, Ohio. So you're responsible for coming to all 5 of those, participating in the Adult Ally Summit held in early December. You are responsible for then engaging members of your youth-led prevention program in the strategic planning process, and then to also implement that strategic plan. So folks will come to this learning collaborative with their youth-led program in mind and actually learn how to implement the SPIF, the Strategic Prevention Framework, with young people. So you will be doing that along the way here. And then there could be an opportunity for additional funding to actually implement your program, your plan in Q3. So you come through and you learn each level of the SPIF and how to engage young people in each part. And then in March or so, sometime in Q3, there could be opportunity for funding to actually implement your project. And finally, participate in the 2-day Youth-Led Leadership Academy to be held on a Saturday and Sunday of May 2016. On the original RFP, it does say Friday and Saturday. We've been trying to get some logistical things together. It likely will be a Saturday and Sunday in May of 2016. Applicants may apply for $2,000 for this one-time funding opportunity. That $2,000 can, so let me repeat, this is eligible to be used for staff wages, mileage, per diem, food. There is no registration cost for this actual collaborative, but keep in mind the Adult Ally Summit and the Youth-Led Leadership Academy, those can be paid for as well. So all of those things are eligible. The only thing you cannot pay for with this funding is to give out mini grants or to pay an outside contractor. And then again, eligible applicants include those who've gone through the process with us in either fiscal year 15 or 16. So that is funding opportunity number 2, engaging young people in community level change. It's really about engaging them in that strategic prevention framework. Okay, finally here we have funding opportunity number 3, facilitating adult ally regional learning communities. The goal of this RFP is to seek grantees to continue, expand, and strengthen the infrastructure for regional adult ally learning communities throughout Ohio. The intent is to develop multiple regional learning structures across the state to provide learning opportunities, networking, resources, and support of adult allies of youth-led programs. We are seeking adult allies that are interested in, committed to, growing their own professional development skills and the skills of others in youth-led programming through idea sharing, training, collaboration, and experiential learning. So all of that to say is that we are not looking for folks who can put a training on. Anybody can do that. We are looking for folks who can coordinate a meeting of prevention and behavioral health providers in their region. And region is really defined up to you. That can be your county, that can be the tri-county area. It really is what you think will work best. We are not setting that guideline for you, but it's bringing together folks to have dialogue, to have content sharing, to have networking and peer-to-peer support, not just a training. Again, we are not looking for folks to just bring a speaker in and say, hey, this is how you do great work on this subject, and everybody gets a CE and leave. So if that is, what you're doing, I would say do not apply for this. We're really looking for folks who want to be engaged with people in their communities, and not even just for this fiscal year, long term as well. So that is the purpose of a learning community. We want to bring that community together to learn, again, from each other. Trainers can be brought in, but that cannot be the only part of the process. So in order to meet the scope of work here, you must coordinate at least 2 regional learning communities in this fiscal year. Fiscal year is over at the end of June, so you do have from when you were first to be notified that you received the grant to the end of the year. Again, we are not forcing that upon you as to when those meetings need to be. You could do one, in November and one in May. You could do one in January, one in March. It's just depending upon what you want to do. You need to engage the youth-led and broader behavioral health professionals to participate. So, you think about the action plan. How are you going to recruit folks? Maybe you already have a great network of people in your community, so it won't be that hard for you. You will need to submit a meeting agenda for approval from myself, the Drug-Free Action Alliance, 30 days prior to each meeting. And the reason this is because, again, we want to ensure that these are truly learning communities and not just trainings that are happening. Provide post-learning community evaluation results to Drug-Free Action Alliance. So, this can be your post-test, your post-evaluation. If you are interested in providing continuing education, we can help you with that. Also, you need to participate in the Adult Ally Summit and then participate in the 2-day Youth-Led Leadership Academy as well. Approximate cost for both of those will be $50 registration fee. If you are participating in the Youth-Led Leadership Academy and you have youth it is highly encouraged that you bring up to 4 youth to the academy as well. Applicants may apply for up to $5,000 for this one-time 10-month funding opportunity. And then again, eligible applicants are those who have participated with us for the past 2 years. So it can be folks who have been engaged previously with learning communities, or those who want to start new learning communities, as long as you have been a part of the training and technical assistance process. Some general information I just wanted to share. All applications are due by 2 p.m. on Friday, August 19th. Applications must be submitted online using the links found in the RFPs. A budget narrative for each application must be sent to me, thall@drugfreeactionalliance.org. I will then send you a confirmation email in return confirming the receipt of your submission. And then for the funding opportunity number 2, you must submit a completed copy of your youth empowerment conceptual framework model to me as well, just so we can be sure that you are an eligible applicant for that. We will be updating the website, drugfreeactionalliance.org. There has already been a version 2 of the RFPs out, so please make sure you are working from the latest version. There are some FAQs that we'll be putting up there as well. If you do have any questions, concerns, anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. If it's a very specific question, I might have to refer you back to the RFP, because I have to be vague in my answer so we're fair and equitable to all applicants. But I do encourage you to reach out. I do encourage you to apply. And again, for that funding opportunity number 1, we are looking for folks who have not been a part of the process. So if you know folks from the broader behavioral health field who may be a good fit, please share this opportunity with them. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to receiving all of your applications. Thanks, guys.